So I wanted to get your thoughts on something, right?
Okay.
So my daughter came up to me the other day and was like, she asked me why I don't talk to a certain person in my family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the best way I could explain it to her is like, if you got a friend and they hang around somebody that is notorious for bad mouthing you to other people, and they continue to be around them and hear them speak about you like that, are you going to continue to be friends with that person? And she was
I
like,
mean,
nah. And I was like, okay, so I feel like that also applies with family. Like I have to protect myself.
you do.
And so I can't associate with somebody that I know that's going to be riding with somebody that's bad mouthing me,
That's true.
no matter
That's
who it
real.
is.
That's real. And yeah, you do the same, it applies to not just friends, but family as well. And especially with family, because that's when you could really get hurt because those are supposed to be your people, you
I
know?
mean, just like, like I always say, everybody with you ain't for you.
No.
And that includes family.
And the ones that are actually for you, you may not even realize it
Yeah, and them the ones you're going to put
because you
in
didn't
the.
think they were as close as they were. I witness that on a daily. It surprises me those that like the stuff that I make and my little customers for my little side gig or whatever, and those that literally sing my praises every time I do anything, and the people that are closest to me who have done the same for other people. It's like crickets. But you know
Yeah.
what? That shit don't even bother me no more.
I mean,
It hurts. I mean, it does hurt, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
so I know we came in a little heavy.
Just a little bit. But welcome back.
Yeah.
How's your week going so far,
Hey,
babe?
it's been all right.
It's
What
been
about yourself?
okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
been
yeah.
good. It's been good so far. I'm ready for a vacation. I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah, man. What you thinking? Where we
You
going?
know, I want to go somewhere where there's sun, and I love the beach.
Yeah.
And I want to go somewhere where I could be on the balcony with no top on. But however, all these hurricanes and stuff, and my usual places are kind of up in the air. Puerto Rico, Jamaica.
Man, I bet it'd be nice
So,
to just be out with my nuts out.
oh yeah, have that sun. That sunlight
Just be out there
hits it.
just
I'm telling you, it's a
free
different
ball.
feeling. It's like I can do all things, all the things.
Jamaica and
It feels like white privilege. It does.
That's what it probably feels like.
When you're out in the sun and your girls are out and you feel that sunlight hit your nipple. It feels like white privilege. It does. It feels like I can do anything.
That sounds like it might be a beautiful thing.
It is. You got to try it at least once.
I
I ain't
mean,
gonna tell nobody.
when nips out?
No.
You boom-
You said
okay.
your nuts out.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. But yeah, so back squirrel. So yeah, maybe I'm thinking we should just go back to our second home
Yeah.
for like an extended stay. Usually we go to LA for like 2 days, maybe 3. I think maybe we should go out there for like at least 5.
I could do 5. I could definitely. So you want to go like on the beach?
Gotta be by the beach. I don't think I can. It's hard for me to stay anywhere else after we've stayed on the beach
That's,
because it's the beach and
yeah. Man, they can see my boy, man. Hey.
we're not. You know what?
Little
We're not gonna
Michael
talk about.
Jackson.
Go and explain to your little friend.
Hey.
Go ahead.
We ain't gonna go back into that. We've talked about it enough.
Okay.
So back to what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you manage like mutual friends like on social media? Like when
Mutual
let's say
friends with an ex.
yeah, like let's say you on Facebook and then boom, somebody that one of your exes is good or cool with that you thought you was cool with pop back up.
Uh, at first, when things were kind of rocky, it's kind of hard because his friends are my friends and my friends are his
Yeah.
friends. So it's like they're not necessarily they go hang out and have dinner together, but I mean they're Facebook friends. Some people don't think of Facebook friends as like they're my real ride or die friends or something happened to
Right.
me. It's just I know this person. So it was okay at first, but then when the relationship actually ended, and there'd be certain things that come out, or I may post something or they may post something, and it would get to the other person, and it got to be a lot. But my thing is, if the relationship ended bad,
Right.
or if you make the request of, hey, I know that you were cool with my ex, but it kind of makes me uncomfortable because I know we do a lot of stuff together, and I know he's probably seeing it on your page. So can you like unfriend him? I feel like with friends that may be like a touch and go type of situation,
Right.
especially if they formed some type of a friendship. But with family, I feel like if I tell you, hey, I don't want y'all to be friends with him, then you should just unfriend him.
So what if it comes with like another friend, right? Let's say that friend of yours known the other party longer. Like, do you still expect that same type of like separation?
If they've known them longer, then I wouldn't. Like I said, with friends, I'm not too picky on that.
Right.
If I make the request, and if they, I mean, because especially if we're not like the best of friends,
Right.
but if it's just someone that I'm just cool with, and I'm like, hey, I kind of would appreciate it if you would, stop that. If they didn't, I wouldn't be upset as long as my business isn't getting back out to them.
Right. So it's more about maintaining your privacy.
Yes, my privacy. I am a very private person, and I want my privacy to be protected.
So does it bother you to see an ex on social media?
It doesn't bother me. It's sometimes Facebook has a handy dandy way of being like, "Hey, remember this memory 10 years ago?" And you were like, "Oh my god, I totally drank the Kool-Aid at that time." But no, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me. It only bothers me if that person. I feel like that person is commenting on people that we have in common as a way to get my attention, or if it were some type of game like that. I'm not
Right.
saying that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Before I'm like, oh, she talking about. No, but I feel like if there was something like that going on, then that would make me uncomfortable, and that's when I'd be like, hey, do you mind picking either me or them? Because I mean, if it's gonna be me, if you're gonna be like, nah, I can get rid of you, that's fine too. Because I actually got a 2-for-1 special. But I mean, that's just me though. Especially if you're in a new relationship,
Yeah.
your friends or family is also friends with your new person and the previous person, and y'all interact a lot on Facebook.
Right.
That is awkward as fuck to me.
I mean, it is a little awkward.
It's very awkward for me. And again, if I make the request, hey, can you kind of not have that person on your friends list?
So it's about setting boundaries in a way.
Yeah, you got to set those boundaries. Because again, it's not that I'm want to hide anything and not have, and because I don't want that person to see what could be going on in my life.
Right.
I just don't want to deal with. I just don't want. If I say so, I just don't want it. And especially because I don't want them to be feeling some type of way,
Right.
thinking I'm posting on purpose just to make them. No, I don't. That's too much. Just let me
Okay.
live my fucking life. I'm gone from your life for a reason, so let me be gone.
So let me ask you a very difficult question.
Ooh, okay.
What is a boundary that was very hard for you to set for yourself?
Ooh. In regards to exes,
Just in general, period.
letting go of the family. I feel that I became really, really close with my ex's family.
Right.
Love them to pieces. Not all of them the
Right.
same, but I mean, it is what it is. I have those that I really fucked with, and I know that they really fuck with me. And we would hang out all the time, or at least have certain nights where we would all get together and drink, play games, and just have some good old fashioned like cousin type fun and
Right.
stuff. And now it's like, I know I can't go to anything like that as much as I would love to go. And as much as I know they would probably love to fucking have me. Because I am a joy. Especially now, because I found my peace and I say whatever the fuck I want to say. And I'm back to drinking alcohol. I'm not
There you
alcoholic,
go. Hey.
but I'm living. The people say living my
Living la
best life or
vida
whatever.
loca.
But that's been the hardest because especially because we were together for so long, and again, my family is not in this area,
Right.
so whenever that family time was happening, it was happening with his family, and I love them to pieces, and I do interact with a lot of them, but it's mainly business. If there's any type of business
I
exchanges,
got
and of course we may chit chat for a little bit, but I have to cut it off and then go on about my day, and that part still hurts.
you. Okay.
What about you?
I think the biggest boundary I had to face for myself was to bring myself back out of self isolation to allow my family back in. Because I felt like for me, it took a long time to get my mental health right.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't allow other people to invade while I was rebuilding.
Yeah.
So I've slowly begun to open myself back up. And one thing that I've realized is when I set that wall, when I set that boundary, I didn't realize how much I would be missing.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Yeah.
I didn't think about all the time I would miss being around these people that I've loved for so long.
Yeah.
And now that I'm thinking back on it, I was like, damn, that was kind of selfish.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I mean, I think we both have kind of noticed that we're more into family than we have been in the past because again, my family wasn't really up here.
Right.
So I was with his family all the time. And so now it's like I need that family time. I need that family time. So
Yeah.
I've, reconnected with my sisters. I feel like our relationships better, way better than what it was 2, 5, 10 years ago. I mean, is it 100%? No, but I mean, we're sisters. At the end of the day, but not nobody fuck with them. And then also with my nieces and nephews, and just trying to, those that I love and care about, keeping them close, and at
Right.
least letting them know that I am available if they need me, because I realize I missed out on a lot too.
I got you.
It's dang, growing up is
Yeah, it's rough,
look
boy.
at us still learning.
I think that was the biggest thing for me was the boundary of I don't want nobody close to me and kind of open
Yeah.
the gates back up.
But now you know what you're dealing with. You know what your triggers are. You know what you will and won't take. You set those boundaries.
I know when enough is enough.
And you know what?
I've had enough.
I've had enough.
And then I'm like, yo, I'm shutting the shop down.
Oh yeah, shutting down the studio. We'll go back into hibernation real quick.
I feel it. I feel it coming. I know.
I'll people for a little bit, but when my battery is running low, I gotta go back home and recharge. And yeah, you may see me like something on Facebook or something like that, but for the most part, I'm sitting here in my swingy chair eating my Reese's Pieces.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to make it like we just shitting on exes and shit, right?
No, we're not. We're not.
But let me ask you something different, right? Let's kind of switch the gears a little bit.
Okay.
So let me ask you a different question. How have a relationship changed with someone who still remains a friend with either a friend, an ex friend, or an ex? You know what I mean?
How has my relationship changed with that person that we're mutually friends with?
Yeah.
Um, ah, I could go family or I can go friend.
Go either way. Go however your heart takes you.
I won't specify which one was which, but it actually turned out that they were like, you know what, you're actually a really cool person, and we actually fuck with you more than him. So they're still friends with me. And I mean, it's not like we're going out to eat and stuff like that and hanging
Right.
out, but we're social media friends.
Right.
And there have also been instances where it's like, I don't care how close we are. I don't care how many memories we have and how much we used to hang out back in the day. Now that y'all aren't together, fuck you.
Yeah.
And that relationship,
Especially when you thought y'all were better than that.
literally, when you've had conversations about, oh, if y'all ever break up, you still are gonna be my dog.
Hey, you are my dog. I love you, bro.
And
Oh man, come on, hang out with us.
and at the first sign of, oh, y'all ain't together no more, I don't fuck with you like that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You're like,
dude,
have you
I know where the bones are buried. Like, I know a lot about you.
You be like, have you always felt that way, or is it
Exactly.
just
Has this been a ruse? Has this been has
a
this
red herring?
Yes, has it, did you not like me at all? Were you just, keep your friends close and your enemies closer type of situation?
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna lie, it to this day it still messes with me
it's a brain twister, ain't it?
because it's like I already don't let that many people in.
Yeah,
And I let you in, you were like VIP status. You
yeah.
knew
I fuck with
me
you the long way.
the long way.
Yeah.
And it just it hurt. Like I could tear up thinking about it now because I'm like, really? Like I can understand you being upset or not liking the situation, but to just cut me
Cold turkey.
smooth off.
Cold turkey.
But guess what? You still see me. That's all I gotta say. You still see me. No, and there have been times where I'm like, you know what? Okay, it's been a long time. Let me reach out to them. I want to make this right.
I'm grown now. I'm on my grown people shit.
But then it's like,
why I gotta be the bigger
why
person?
do I always have to be the freaking bigger person? I'm tired of being the bigger person. If they don't want to sit here and make this right, then I don't need it to begin with. That's kind of where I am right now. I'm kind of in between. So I sit here and think about it all the time until I, stress myself out and
need you to smoke come out of your ears.
and,
You be
and
like,
then smoke come
ah.
out my ears, and then I go to sleep and then go on about my day, and then I'll revisit it again probably about 3 weeks later and go through this vicious cycle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, adulting.
So you ever get to a point you be like, you know what? Maybe if I just reach out, like, will it be the same? Have you ever reached out and then people that be like, you know what, man, I really been needing to holler at you about.
Yeah.
I missed you.
Yeah. Or it may not necessarily be me directly reaching out,
Right.
but just
Divine intervention.
yeah, all of a sudden y'all are in the same space at the same time. And you're kind of just like, hey. And they're like, hey. You're like,
What's poppin'?
and they're like, I miss you. Oh my God, I miss you too. And then you go off skipping in the dandelions or whatever. But it is a good feeling though, because one, it's not necessarily admitting that, oh, I was right in the relationship and my ex was wrong, but just as a person. It's kind of like when people you work with.
Right.
There's some people that I work with, I cannot stand them at work.
Right.
I cannot stand them. I don't want to hear them breathing at work. I don't want to see an email from them. But I know outside of work, they are cool as a fan. I just can't have a working relationship with them. Yeah. And I feel like, that applies to the same situation.
You're like, I like you, but I don't love you.
Exactly.
Or is it I love you, but I don't like you?
I love you, but I don't like you. There's a lot of people. I tell my family, I love you to pieces, but I do not like y'all. I do not like y'all.
So let's say if when you chose to remain friends with said person that's close to an ex-friend or ex-ex, like what boundaries did you feel like you had to set? You know what I mean? To make sure there's no lines to be crossed.
I don't even bring up that person. Like my ex's family, like I said, we may interact on like some business transactions because some of them perform services that I've had done in the past or am in need of, and vice versa, and that was already an existing relationship. So no, I don't bring him up at all.
So it's almost,
they don't either. It's almost like
that person don't exist.
It's like they didn't exist, especially if you didn't have kids together. A friend, associate of mine in the past, told me when I was getting ready to go through my divorce, she was like, hey, y'all don't have any kids, so you can literally act like he never existed. And so when it comes time for me to interact with that side of the family or any friends, we don't even talk about him. And I would hope that it's the same on the other side. However, if it's not, that ain't none of my business. I don't know about it.
Concern.
Don't want to know. But I know over here, that boundary is set. We don't talk about him. And it's not on some, we don't talk about that nigga, fuck that nigga shit. But no, we just don't talk about him. And I feel like that is the best thing. Because I feel like you're actually here for me, not for what you know of me based on that relationship.
Right.
So, yeah.
I feel that's very fair. Like I feel
Yeah.
like nothing existed there. Like
Yeah.
there's no other previous other than what I've know only about you and you alone.
Exactly. Have you had to do that? What boundaries have you had to set with mutual friends or associates?
Actually, I'm gonna be square biz. Probably zero. But I'm a lie though, because I mean, there was one where like I said at the top, was somebody that I felt was really close to me, felt that I felt that I could be 100% myself with, and then to hear the things that that later came out about me, and knowing that that person was in the mix of it, that hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Especially when you can't just be bearing your soul out to everybody.
Yeah,
And
because it make you wonder, like, I've bared my soul. I've been
what
naked
have
in
you
front of you.
what have you told
What have you
people?
what have you
And
said?
was it true? Or did
Yeah.
were you taking advantage of me? Did you really just not give a shit about me? And I feel like when that type of emotional type of abuse is, it's terrible.
And
It messes with you.
and it just took me a while to realize. I was like, okay, you can't keep putting yourself through this.
Yeah.
So as hard as it was for me, I was like, I have to step aside until I feel like I'm in a place to address this in a healthy manner, without feeling like I'm going in and I'm for to turn into the Hulk and I'm for to rage out because I'm still mad and I'm still upset.
And if you never get to that point, that's okay.
Then so be it.
Because your feelings are valid. And I mean, honestly, if you don't want to fuck with me, don't fuck with me.
And I think that was one of the things that I had to realize too, was it's okay for me to feel the things that I feel when things happen to me, or
Yes.
when things are
'Cause
done.
that's your truth.
Right. And, I hate that saying, by the way.
I hate it too, but the older I get, the more I'm like, yeah, it kind of hits.
Yeah, but I feel like when you say I'm just, telling my truth, but your truth ain't always the truth.
Well, put it this way: truth really meaning perspective.
Okay.
So I don't take it as that's my truth, like that's factual. No, that's my perspective. That's how I perceive it.
See, I never thought about it that way.
See, I learned you something today.
See, but what I was saying was I had to understand that, it is okay for me to feel what it is that I'm feeling, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I am responsible for the actions that I take from that point.
That is very true.
And I think once I separated the two, I had to realize, and that's why I said when I come back to, about boundaries, I had to realize that, I closed the gates.
Yeah.
I closed the gates on a lot of people. And now that I'm slowly opening them back up, I'm realizing that, I was wrong a lot more than I was right.
Yeah. But the ones that really are down for you, when you do come out of that and try to come back around, they're going to be like, you never left. Yeah, it'll take a little bit to catch up, but then it's like nothing ever happened. And that's a good feeling.
So that's how you understand, like, when people really with you. Like when you don't be around for a minute.
Out the mud, baby.
When you don't be around for a minute, and then when you do finally pop back up, they showing you love like you never left. So is that what you telling me?
Yeah, because my friends know I will disappear in a heartbeat. I'm a work in progress. I'm getting better at it now. At least sending some type of text message. Hey, I'm alive. Are you alive? Cool. But I don't know. I gotta keep my people close now.
Yeah, I think now that I'm more aware that I've been missed a lot more than I realized.
Yeah, and it's a good feeling though.
Yeah,
especially when you get out of that mental turmoil that you're in, and then you're like, it's almost kind of like the dust is settling. You see who survived. like, oh shit, they're still here.
Oh shit, it's apocalypse.
Oh, Uncle Joe is still here. But yeah, it is a good feeling, and it also helps you be like, okay, you know what, I wasted however many years, months being away. Let me go and make sure that I do what I need to do to make sure that doesn't happen again. Yeah, but then also kind of see that in someone else in case it may happen to go through the same thing.
Yeah, when you see somebody going through it, it makes you want to be like, okay, let me keep checking on you to make sure that you finally clear the mud.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, when I was younger, there'd be certain family members or family friends, and we wouldn't hear from them for a while, and then all of a sudden they come back and they seem like I sit there and I'm like,
Damn, I wonder where they been.
Oh,
Just hope that the
they was
people in
going through
jail.
it. Yeah, but they was going through it. Oh, okay. Oh, they doing good now. That's good. So,
Look at them looking like they sell.
looking just like themselves.
So you saying that it's best to not only set boundaries with others, but set boundaries within yourself.
Yeah, once you recognize, am I shutting people off? Because I was notorious for shutting people off, but then being mad when nobody would check on me. What kind of fucking sense does that make? I don't reach out to nobody else, but as soon as I want something, I need all the attention.
Yeah.
People are like, where have you been? It took a long time for me to get there.
To stop checking on people only when I want them to check on
if
me.
If any of my family's listening, they're probably cussing me out right now because they're like, oh my God, she is so right. But yeah, I realized that. Yeah, it's very important to set those boundaries with yourself and realize when you may be the one.
So remember, man, please check on your people. Because one day if you stop checking on your people, then you're going to wonder why your people stop checking on you. Then you're going to be upset. Then you be like, damn, these niggas don't really love me. But no, you shut them out.
Then then something happen to you, you die, you have a funeral. Ain't nobody even at your funeral because then nobody even know you died because who reads the newspaper?
Damn.
And you ain't really got no friends, so ain't nobody, who they going to call and tell that you died?
Stop setting boundaries around yourself, locking yourself up. So you got any petty words of wisdom today?
Petty words of wisdom? Oh, I'm not prepared for any petty words of wisdom.
Petty words of wisdom.
You know what? Do what you want to do. They're going to talk about you anyways. They talked about Jesus. So, I mean, if you want to do it, you may as well go ahead and do it because you are grown and who going to stop you?
Yeah, I mean.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to be mad that you didn't do it and someone else did and then you're going to be like, I should.
And now you hating. Damn.
Now you hating from outside the club because you can't get in. So, yeah.
So tell them where they can find us, though.
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, both at Jay and Hater.
Yeah.
You can also email us at jayandhater@gmail.com. I want to start doing some letters. I think that'd be fun. That'd be a cute little segment.
I think we got a couple.
What? Oh, got to do some letters. So, yes, jayandhater@gmail.com. Also, we have a few YouTube videos up. We're going to get that going, right?
Right. So let me just say this real quick. So if you listening, also, we're going to go do a live here soon. And we're going to talk about this again, too. If you own a Black business.
Yes.
Or if you own a food truck or you sell food of any kind of sort and you want us to review it. Now, but I want to say.
Disclaimer.
As a disclaimer. Now, I'm not going to give you a 5-star review if you don't reserve it.
If you don't reserve it or
deserve it.
Yeah. Just because, and I'm not saying give us free food or anything like that. Because we got money, we'll pay. We'll take it. My man raising food though. If you want to give it to me, I'm gonna take it. But don't think that just because, oh yeah, girl, they could put us on our podcast, they can give us 5-star review, and there's a hair in my food, and it tastes like it has neither salt nor pepper.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. But yeah, I definitely want to spotlight some more Black-owned businesses, especially around the DFW area.
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely, we'll be starting that next week.
So what else you want to tell them before we get out?
You gotta keep protecting your peace. Thank you to all of our new listeners.
Yo,
our listeners are kind of skyrocketing. My head's gonna get even bigger than what it is now, y'all.
Damn,
so thank y'all
Gina.
for listening. We definitely appreciate it because you know what I always say. We ain't shit. So.
No, not really.
But it's good to know that y'all are actually listening to us.
I appreciate it though.
Every week. You have any parting words for the people?
I just want to say, man, I just appreciate y'all one more time. For real though, hey, I fuck with y'all niggas the long way.
The long way.
So when we gonna catch them again?
We will be back next Thursday. You guys have a great rest of your week.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Yeah.